Okay, I'm just, hi everybody. I'm just waiting here for Ana Hansen to join us. And she's going to be on in just a minute. We're going to do a little interview and talk about my upcoming show. So while we're waiting for Ana, I'll just start sharing a few things. So I am, my show, I Could Not Speak It, is going to premiere at the Rochester Fringe Festival, the KeyBank Rochester Fringe Festival, for the second year in a row. So last year, during the height of the pandemic in 2020, I first premiered this piece that's a work in progress and developing. And this is going to be the second year that people will be able to see it. And it is going to be taking place this weekend. So Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. It's September 23rd, 24th, and 25th. And this will actually be a live stream of the performance that I did last year, and then it'll also have a live Q&A as well. So that's what we're going to do, and we're going to talk about here in just a minute. And if Ana's not able to join me, we might have to jump back out and jump back in again. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so I'm going to invite Ana. Ana, are you there? There she is.
Hey, we did it!
We did.
Yay! Technology has worked, so that's always a plus,
Yeah.
right? That's always works. Hi!
Us that has trouble working. Yes, hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, I'm good. Thank you so much for doing this.
You're welcome. You look beautiful. I was just going to say that.
Yes, I was thinking the same thing about you.
So we're here today to talk about your show, I Could Not Speak It, and I feel so honored to talk to you about the show and to hear more about the show, and I'll actually be at the performances as well, helping to facilitate the question and answers, and that's coming up pretty soon here. That's September 23rd, and on Thursday, September 23rd. So let's get into it. So first, can you just give our viewers here a brief synopsis of what is I Could Not Speak It? What is it about?
Yes, I'd be happy to. So the show is a very personal piece. It's actually about my relationship with my father, and it starts off back when I was in college in my junior year, and it starts off talking about when I went to see him. There was a lot going on at school. I needed some rest, some recovery, and I went out to visit him on a trip. And some sort of life-changing, traumatic things happened on that trip. And it's really kind of a story about not only that one moment in time, but also my life leading up to that, and then recovery and healing after that. So it's definitely for mature audiences only. It has to do with abuse. It has to do with sexual abuse and trauma and mental health and wellness and recovery. So it's definitely meant for mature audiences. I'm sorry to say, although I love to do comedy, this is not one of my comedic pieces, but we'll have some more of those in the future. But this particular piece was very, it was a story that just really needed to be told. And it took me a long time to tell it.
Yeah. Yeah, and such courage to tell it. I've already seen, I had the honor of seeing it last year at the Rochester Fringe Festival, and I just it's so beautiful. It's beautifully done with such a hard topic. And so well written. Bravo to you, Christina. And I'm, yeah, it is, it's just a beautiful way to tell the story, and a really meaningful and raw. It's so raw. It's such a, like a very authentic way of telling the story of this journey. Um, I have another question for you. What message do you want people to walk away with from this, from your show? What do you really want them to, what's the theme that you want them to leave with?
There are a lot of themes, I think, in the piece around healing and recovery. And I think the main message is that we can heal and we can recover. And it's a lifetime journey. So I'm still working on it. As I work on the piece, as I continue to develop it, I'm still working on it. I'm still learning. And that these stories need to be told. That the main message, honestly, that really comes through and that other people have reflected back to me is this idea of it's not your fault.
Yeah.
So many people that are victims of sexual abuse and abuse of all kinds tend to blame themselves, especially in these types of relationships. We tend to, take it on as it's somehow it's our fault, especially if it's something that happened to you as a child. And it's not your fault. It is not your fault. And it is not something that you need to carry around with you as a burden of shame. It is something that needs to be spoken, hence the title, I could not speak it, but now I can. And it needs to be talked about so that we can move as a culture into a place of healing and recovery and boundaries, and eventually, honestly, even, the healing and recovery of the people that are committing these abusive acts as well, So, and I know that's a lot and that's a mouthful, but like I said, the messages for me are still revealing themselves. When I first shared the piece last year, and even when it was still in development, which it's also, I'm still working on and making into something more, but people were starting to tell me their stories. And that was something that I didn't see coming. That was something that I wasn't thinking about. I was thinking about my own healing and my own story and really feeling compelled to share that. But eventually I started being someone who was needing to hold space for other people that had stories to tell. They were reaching out to me on Facebook or on Instagram, messaging me, texting me, just letting me know that they had something happen to them. Yeah. So it's still in progress. I'm still in progress, and I think the messages are still revealing themselves too.
Yeah, wonderful, so wonderful. And speaking of healing, where are you in the healing of? Was this a really healing process to write it, and when did you realize that this is my therapy as well as my performance?
I think from the beginning, I knew that I needed to tell the story. I knew that somehow it would be healing for me. I wasn't sure how far I wanted to take it or how far it would go. And it's been an uphill battle emotionally all through, also positive. I feel very on purpose when I'm doing it. It feels like it's work that I'm supposed to be doing. It's not to say that easy in any way, even though I've gotten to this place. But I think right from the beginning, I knew that I just felt compelled to tell the story, and I knew that it had to be told. And I knew somehow if I could trust that on the other side, I would be changed and be stronger and more courageous, be able to, really pull in blessings that I felt like were being blocked for a long time. because I couldn't get over this part of my story. So I think I always knew that it was healing, and I went into it that way. But I really wanted to start writing it and thought about starting to write it in, I would say, 2014. So this has been a journey for sure over time.
Well, it's so courageous, and I applaud you so much for your courage and your story, and just the dialogue of that's coming from it, and giving people, holding the space. I love that you use that phrase, and that you're doing that for people to hold the space for them to talk about these issues of sexual abuse, and hold the space of, like, for things to be revealed, you know, and for secrets to come out. I think it's such a blessing. It's so healing. Thank you so much, Christina, for the work that you're doing. Can you give us more information about the shows this coming up on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday? Where can people go to get tickets? What's the website? All of those really, really important pieces of information.
So right now, it's being shown at the KeyBank Rochester Fringe Festival. So this is a fringe festival in Rochester, New York. It's both live and virtual this year, and I am in Arizona, so my production is part of the virtual, list of shows. And it is going to be, again, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday of this week. And you can get tickets at rochesterfringe.com. You can do a search for I Could Not Speak It, or if you do a search for virtual shows, you'll be able to find me there. You'll see my picture there and more information. And depending on the time zone you're in, I think it's on the East Coast, Thursday is a 7:15 production, and then Friday is at I want to say 9 o'clock, and then Saturday is even later than that. But I will be there. Ana will be there. We will be sharing a live stream of a performance from 2020, but then we'll be doing a live Q&A after the show. So rochesterfringe.com, or you can get more information at my website at christinakiepper.com, and you can see the last name spelling in my in Kiepper on my page.
Yeah, great, thank you. And again, I had the honor of facilitating the Q&A last year, and I had the honor to sit through the live performances, and it's so wonderful, the authenticity, the rawness, the writing. So yes, go out and see it, for sure. Go out and join us this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So Christina, we have to do this again. Let's do this again. Let's talk again. Yeah, and yeah, we'll definitely do this again. So great. Thank you so much for joining us, and take care, and yes, see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.